Told you I'd be back in 5. Okay, I'll just wait for a few people to get on because with a lot of meditation, which I think we should all do now and then, you do tend to get some downloads about what is going on. Now, feminines and masculines and collective energies, when we are tuning into things, we need to get to a place where we're removing our ego. And that is the best place and the best space you can actually do this meditation. Now, some of the times we're in a little bit of ego about things and we're very blocked, our 3D's blocked, and we're like, okay, how do we look at this? How you look at it is removing the ego. So when you're triggered, stop. When you're feeling blocked, it's perfect. It's there for a reason. You need to be okay with that. If you need to and you're trying to get the information from universe and you're to the point you're numb and you're looking at it and you're going, I'm seeing synchronicities, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing numbers, I'm seeing this, yeah, but where is it? There could be a point we're missing. To remove yourself from your home at times can be beneficial. So it might be that you need to go to the beach to distract yourself temporarily, where you're removing the ego of the think, and you know, you're up in your head and you're like, this is crazy. It might be doing gardening. It could be going to visit a friend's house where, you know, and preferably not speaking about your direct connection and the twin flame journey. Sometimes it's beneficial too, you know, where you could be talking to a friend and then you go away and you sit back and you reflect over the conversation, but it's giving you a different perspective to view the perspective from. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It can be a challenge in your mind that you're looking at it and you're going, okay, I've been viewing this from an incorrect perception. Perhaps I've seen something now very different to the way I was seeing it before. Some of the time you will feel for you to tune into your twin will be by removing yourself from your home. So it can be that your 3D life is taking too much energy for you. Feminines at the moment have got to a point you're very 3D, and that's okay. But the reason it's happening is because you're getting practical. And I know in the journey we swap energies, right? That's quite normal. It does happen. This is a very heavy masculine energy coming through, where feminines have turned into that, right, we're really practical now, we're looking at this. Whereas we had the rose-colored glasses on and we were up in fairyland manifesting this thing away, visually seeing this, you know, this beautiful abyss of potentiality. We were very much in the 5D, and that was why things would flow and then come back. Hi, Laurie. So, you know, when you're in the 5D, feminines, you're seeing the bigger picture, right? You've now come crashing down due to what one would call tower moments or third-party situations or karmics and, you know, the devil energy, right? Not having clarity, feeling stuck, list goes on. I'll do videos on that separate. That situation now is you're very 3D. You're like, okay, now early on in the journey, those of you who are early on in the journey, your energy, what you're learning is what you need to learn. Don't think or compare or look at people's time frames. Don't get triggered by it. Everything that you go through in your life is destined, okay? Where it comes down is where you have instructions, right? So the tower, if the tower comes down, when you're in it, those are the videos I'm doing. Those are why I'm doing these videos. So I had to formulate the first one and get it up, and the next ones are going to be more detailed of how to look at it. So because of these things, ones that are in the second wave are more right. Houston, we've got a 3D situation. Because if you've been in and out so many times, feminines, and masculines will receive this energy too. So don't think you guys, you know, are out of it. Just because we visually are seeing very 3D, don't think that they didn't live this in their life. And although you guys do mirror each other, it's just different ways. So they had tower moments. They had people let them down. That's why they're reacting to you in the way they do. That's the reality. Is it right? No, it's not. But hopefully all of us collectively can come to a very peaceful place where we can have this beautiful, hey, let's be new stuff, right? So the thing is, when you have your tower moment, and you thought you were stuck because you visually couldn't see anything was changing, and you were just hoping this would all transpire, evolve, change, be beautiful. These tower moments did come in, right? With the tower moments, where you are right now is very 3D. You're like, I have to deal with my finances. I have to deal with my accommodation. I might have to deal with my children. I'm trying to keep my emotions connected. You know, all of those energies that you physically go through, many of you would have already moved through that energy. Some of you may still be stuck in that energy. But remember, stuck in that energy can very much be many things. It can be old blocks. It can also be to the point where you're feeling you have no power. You do, but we never have power over another person. So it's healthy to see this. It can get you to a point you go, okay, am I an ego thinking I'm stuck? Yes, it can be. And very much where the planets had been was, are we the victim or are we the perpetrator? Now, regardless of what bracket we fall into, is there something we can do in our life? Okay, it doesn't really matter whether we were the victim or the perpetrator. Houston, we've got a tower moment. Okay, so at some point we then move beyond the ego. And the ego does come to feminine as well. So we're thinking, you know, hey, some shit happened to us. They cheated on me. They did this, they did that. Yeah, okay, yes, valid. But you're no longer stuck. You've had your tower moment. Now it's okay. Now you're 3D. So some of us in the second wave are at various stages. Some of us are still feeling that we are actually stuck. Some of us are in the hangman position, waiting around going, is shit going to change? Right? Some of us are still having tower moments because situations have changed. Now, when you see the tower card or you're having a tower moment, it's not universe saying you can't have it. You can't achieve it. You can't do it. There was a flaw in the footing. Don't look at it from your ego perspective of, that was a poor investment. Why did I do that? It's not saying that. There was a flaw in the footing. Something wasn't right. Go back to it. And the healthy thing is when you've had your tower moment and you're moving through that energy, you're physically coming to a place you're going, I have to deal with my emotions. I have to deal with my finances. I don't even know what they're doing. Are they safe? Are they healthy? Am I safe? Am I healthy? You've got all these things going on in your head. Meanwhile, you have a 3D situation directly in front of you that needs addressing. And that can be that you've got to wake up to go to work, or that your kids are nagging at you and you're going, I feel like crap. Anything to that degree. So when you're in that, although it looks like, wow, that was a lot, you then have those things dragging at you. Those things that drag at you are handy, okay? They don't feel it at the time, but they're going to be your saving grace. Your routine, the quicker you can get into a routine after that, it's going to be your saving grace, because it's your sexual energy, your sacral chakra, you're becoming creative, you're taking action, you're changing the recipe of the cake. You need to change the recipe of the cake because you don't want to keep making the same cake. It was an epic fail. It sunk in the middle. It was supposed to be a sponge cake. It ended up being a mud rock cake. Something had to change, right? So the way you need to look at the tower card, all what's happened here is right. I've been in the ego. I've been in the I'm the victim or the perpetrator mode. That's healthy too, because the assessment of it is a big resume of how you can change your life, how you can make a business better. I mean, a lot of things in the background, especially through a retrograde, what shows you is flaws in the plan. I saw flaws in my plan and my business. I did more research into what you guys want. I do care about what you guys want, and I want to be able to give that. So you sometimes have to go back to the table and go, right, something isn't working. And also don't fight yourself in a sense of trying to fit yourself into a box you don't fit into. If that twin flame connection at that point in time wasn't working, you can spend many years, which many feminines or masculines in the second waves would have spent so many years trying to remold themselves. Maybe the thing was you just needed to accept you. You needed to accept that you have fears, you have flaws, you're not perfect. That's okay. But when we're trying to always check in with self, that's really important. Am I doing this because of what people think I should be doing? Or am I doing this because it feels correct for me? And it could be the most horrible thing in the world, but if it's correct to you, that's all that matters. Also, focusing too much on counterparts. You could be back in connection with your twin and then get to a point where you're like shifting your energy straight onto them again, where it's all on them. That's unhealthy as well, because you may visually see or be triggered that something's going on with twin. And I'll just call it twin because it goes both ways. But if you haven't got the energy on you, well, remember, you're Noah's Ark, right? If you make sure your moral compass is correct, you're following your intuition, it's correct, check. It's like a health check. If you're getting your aha moments and you're going, that's a problem, okay? Because are you coming from a place of truth or fear? When you're working in fear, you're promoting it and you're manifesting it, so to speak. So if you visually can see your twin doing something or your emotions doing something, come back down into self, remove yourself from the house, go for a walk at the beach, gain that clarity. Sometimes not thinking brings calm. I remember I had a time with my twin at one point. I was like, wow, things are just so full on at the moment. And it wasn't twin being the problem. It was the energy in general. It was just everything was coming at us. So I went for a walk on the beach, and it was only 10 minutes, but I sat there and I went, I miss art. I miss my vegetable garden. I miss drinking a glass of wine just now and then. And I miss breathing. You know, sometimes we're so in it trying to perfect shit that you're like, I've missed it. I've missed the point. How many of us are not in the moment, you know, where we can just go, come back down to self. Let's just make it simple, make it really simple. If something's not flowing, you know, it's not quite time. It's not no, it's not quite time. So feminines at the moment have very much got to 3D. Focused on your money, focused on your pinnacles, focused on your home, your accommodation. The quiet times are your trigger point at the moment. So morning when you wake up, first thing you're thinking about. Night time, last thing you're thinking about if you haven't thought about it the whole bloody day. On top of which, if you're busy, your sacral chakra energy is very heightened, where you're tuning into your life correctly, but then you're getting fatigued and the energy comes back up again because you have shifted your energy to something else. You're then getting, you know, the energy coming back into you of twin. Masculines are in a very different place. Their energy is very 5D. One would say, how is that possible? Because they're doing what we were doing at the beginning of the journey. We were very, wow, I can see the potential. They're now doing that. They're very much in the 5D, and we're looking at them going, come back down to earth. This is where it needs to meet halfway. Many of you guys you understand that you're both different, and that's fine. It's not that it's wrong. It's that right now, in a sense of alignment of where it's at, for them to get through what you guys have already done in your legwork, if you've completed those tasks, some of you are still working through that, and that is key to the part of the journey, is to tie up those loose ends, to have that balance in your life, to, you know, remove the ego, because the ego is you. It's you standing in your way, blocking yourself from moving forward in your life, not connected to twin, in your physical life. So getting out of this energy, if you need to heal, you need to do that. And it's not bad. It's that being there. Ongoingly, you need to gradually switch it. So you're not just looking at the bad, because that's self-talk, and that promotes same. We can't change the past, but we can change the future, right? So getting that balance back is for you. It's not about twin. We can be angry at them and blame them, but if you don't do you will stay in that energy like you might as well have been there with them and them doing that to you constantly. You're choosing that frequency choice. It can be mind over matter, So try and ground yourself, be gentle with yourself. If you need to feel in that energy, that's okay. I'm not saying it's wrong. Choose your music correctly. If you want to purge away, go listen to music that is going to make you blubber your mouth out, right? Because if you need to do that, go do that, but don't keep there. Be careful of your choice of music when you're getting triggered. And then move it, and then move out of that energy and direct your energy into your life, because that's the only way you're going to keep balance. Because at the moment, masculine energies, really where they're at, they're in the 5D. They can see it. They know it's the most rational thing to do. They know there's a direct draw. There's a spiritual connection. They also are very much reflective of where things have gone wrong for them. And, oh, shit, why do I keep choosing this path? Why is this happening? But for them to change their life, unfortunately, it really does change. And the only way it's going to happen is through this. There hasn't been a large enough tower to end that cycle. And that's the reality, because that really is what changed our life. Yes, I do sell bath salts on my website. If you guys need them, I have the sandalwood bath salts, which removes negative energy. Anyway, so any questions before I go? I do feel for the masculines at the moment, the reality is that is coming. I don't feel, and I do feel some of them are having a lot of problems in their 3D life. Now, this can be any area. This can be their karmic, their children, or their friendships. Now, anything that they have got to a place where they've totally changed and they don't feel they're themselves in those environments anymore, that is an aspect of the tower, but it's them accepting that. And when they're not accepting it, a 3D situation happens. And that's where nasty energies come in, similar to what feminine had, which is lack of clarity, devil energy. This is why we keep seeing these cards. Third-party situations, feeling stuck, bang, tower moment. Okay, that's what happens. That's universe. That's universe going, you wanted the clarity. It's toxic. Too much interference. You think you're stuck. You're not. You're going to own your power? No. Okay, we're giving you this. That is how it goes. That's the laws of the universe. If you're vibrating at high frequency and you know it's not correct for you, this is feminines as well. If you know something's not correct for you, you're delaying the inevitable. You're delaying it and crap will go down. So you either deal or you get dealt. Pretty much. And I've had universe be a mama and papa to me for a very long time, and I learnt the laws of the universe. It's like, if you build it, it will come. Like, whatever you're building, be careful of your frequency of what you're building. If you're building a healthy domain, if you're building a abundant, spiritual, quiet life with great people that you want to interact with, that's what you're going to attract. You're going to attract that tribe. If you are at that frequency where you are doing dodgy things and you're being nasty to people, you are going to attract that same like-minded energy. Now, sometimes we can get that energy due to worthiness as well. So it doesn't just come down to your actions. It comes down to your belief systems, because your belief systems attract that too. When you are at a lower frequency, you will not be able to manifest, because what you've manifested into your life is already here. That's why you're feeling blocked by, I can't manifest anything better, right? Because what happens is you've actually manifested some of these belief systems and these 3D situations into your life. So then you've had your tower moments and you've gone, I feel stuck. I might not have a job, or I might not have family support. I might have toxic friends I remove. What do I do from here? You build it fresh, because the tower was faulty. The tower was faulty and it was not serving you, because this isn't really who you are. The fair was controlling you like a puppet, but now you're free because you've come out of the cobweb and you've had your tower moment. Now you're in assessment stage. You're in the moon stage, okay? Gain that clarity. Meditate. Yeah, I think about that too. I do think about the little things that we can do in community to help move people out of these situations. Yes, it is. But see, if you've meditated on self-worth, right, if you felt unworthy and then you get a third-party situation, that was already priorly manifested in. So then you're looking at it going, but I'm still having this frequency in front of me. When's this going to change? It already had changed, but that was an old manifestation. So now what you need to do, apparently the best time to manifest is when you're vibrating the highest, which is when you've woken up. And again, I will do videos about how to meditate and manifest. Wake up in the morning with a good attitude. Your best time is in the AM. No energy to kind of interact with you to change that frequency. Do your breathing exercises, set your intentions, and then release. And that's it. Release. Let it go. And do that each day. Each day. But again, I'll be doing the videos on the cards. So I'll do a video per card and we'll have a chat about that. But I've given you in the other video the heads up. Again, if you like the videos and you feel they have relevant content, please thumbs up it. It does help the videos get shared around. A lot of channels that have really great content on YouTube, you know, it's give them back. I mean, not a lot of people know the back scenes of these recordings, how much work goes into them. You know, when we're not live is very much, okay, what you see is what you get. When it comes to video recordings, depending on how many minutes the video is, 30 minutes, it can be up to another hour for any of the process work behind the scenes. And a lot of YouTubers want that perfect material. So sometimes they've recorded that video 3 times, you know, and it is given free of charge. It is through heart and gratitude. So that it can be shared and helped to help other people, really. The information is given from, you know, our intuition, our perspective of what we're sensing and feeling. And again, connected to Twin Flame, I have been on the journey for 17 years. Now, yes, I was born a twin, but I can help you and connect with you from different perspectives of being knew my twin, no intimate contact for 5 years. So I've been at every stage of the journey, whether it's been with the karmic, with the soulmate, I've seen that dynamic. So again, if you do want a booking, you can go to the link, which I will put directly below. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe. Welcome if you're new. And if you are wanting bath salts or anything to clear your energy and your frequency, my website does stock them. To balance, breathe. Try to release as well when it comes to looking at things that you can't control. A lot of the energy is changing in September. And, you know, it depends on the situation, Dale, when it comes to a lot of people with the purging at the moment. It's almost virtually impossible to. I would say tune out of what you're thinking on. Sometimes that can be really benefit, where you can just switch off for a minute and give yourself a holiday from your head. And then write a list down. I have been saying to people, this is what I do. I literally have a list and I take it with me with a pen. When your head's busy, the easiest way for you to declutter the mind and get grounded is to, oh God, I've got to do the shopping. Write it down. Oh, I need to do that telephone call. Write it down. Walk away. Release. You know, it's flushing the mind. That helps get the balance back. Our house as well is an extension of what is going on inside us. So if we have paperwork and clutter everywhere, that is going to add to the balance issue. You know, where we're going, this is overwhelming. I have a lot to catch up on. And again, list and tick through it. Any other questions? But again, I can do a video on that. How to create balance. You've got to be true to yourself, really, you know, of what you feel fits. Yeah. At the moment, Sally, a lot of the sexual energy from the sacral chakra is really activating our creativity. And it's almost, oh, somebody said to me the other day, oh my God, it's like you've got ADHD. It was like, you know, and I was just thinking so many things. I literally gave several family members, three different business ideas. And I told them how to do it, how they could go about it, and it was bang. And then I had another idea for myself, and I went, okay, don't just slow down, yielders. Focus back on what you need to. And that's really where a lot of us are. We need to direct our energy into particular areas, and masculines as well. Masculines are getting to a point where they're needing to go, right, this is what I want, and that's okay. And this is where we've got to get to as well. What do we want? Check in with self. It's not, there was a person I knew years ago, they were in a connection, and the person was in their 60s. Their son still lived with them. Now, they had long checked out of the relationship emotionally, so to speak, but due to the children, she remained in that connection. Now, the reality was when her children moved out at the age of 34 or 37, she sat there and was like, I don't even know my partner. I only stayed here for the children. And then she felt a resent towards the children. You can put a time frame on something that you believe has ended, but the reality is when your children flee the coop, and they were none the wiser that you felt this way, they would not want to bear that responsibility that you stayed for children. They also would not want to think that you didn't live your dreams at your highest frequency. And they will be moving on with their life. Meanwhile, you could be then stuck in a situation that you directly weren't happy with for 10, 15, 20 years, and they've long moved on with their life, and you're left with a total stranger in a relationship. Now, that can be problematic because you didn't think that through. You were like, oh, you know, I want the family to be fine. I want everything to be fine. This is really where masculines can be sometimes. Trying to do the right thing by mum and dad, trying to do the right thing by people they promise to, even though those people aren't in alignment with them. Karmic partners, the mothers of their children, where there's been conflict constantly. Sometimes for many of them, they will purely have to walk away from the entire situation. And that isn't that they don't want to be with their children. It's that the karmic partner is just that toxic, that it is healthier physically for that person to physically just completely remove themselves. I've visually seen it, you know, where it's a no-win situation. So at times they may have to get to the point they go, do you know what? I've literally dragged my body through the coals. My higher self was wanting the best possible situation for my family, but it just is unattainable if it's not correct. You can't make something fit. So if you're in a karmic situation, a relationship or something to that degree, you can put the pause button on all you like. But again, like I've said, you know, these energies we get it's toxic. We know it's toxic, yet we're doing it for an external reason. We're doing it because somebody depends on us, or it's what our friendships feel, or what our karmic feels, or what our children feel, what our boss feels, and we're stuck in it, and it's not healthy. It's like, I'm chained here and this does not feel right, but I'm doing it for the bigger point because emotionally I feel stuck. I feel stuck and it's not right. I can't leave my children. I can't leave my karmic. My friends will say I'm crazy. I'm stuck in that energy. And you're wanting clarity. You're wanting clarity, but you know the clarity. Your higher self told you. In meditation, you're up at night. You're thinking about it. You're thinking about every year that passes, what you're leaving behind, what you're missing out on. And there's many stories of many dreams you left behind due to this one blockage, this one thing that you've been giving so much bloody time to. All of us do it. We all do it in every shape in our life. We waste many years being stuck in this frequency, feeling we're stuck. We can get out. We have the tools. When no, I can't. And knowing the truth. What happens is if you don't own your power, that's what happens. And that's in everything. That can be a friend is treating you like crap. And you're like, this is a toxic relationship. No, I'm not going to say it. Every time I talk to this person, I feel stuck. And I know what I should be saying. I should be saying, I don't like the way you speak about that person. I don't think it's rude. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think it's fine. Don't speak to me in that manner. Okay? One day, you're going to blow your stack. We have the clarity in our life. Yes, we may feel stuck, but that's actually not stuck. It's more, you're in the hangman position. You're choosing that energy, theoretically. Okay? But if you are using white lies to tell yourself that you're stuck, that's going to happen. Yeah. Job alignment can be to personality. Like I said, use the music. Think about what you want to do. You might have outgrown situations. So you might have looked at your life and gone, this job does not connect with me. Now, you might have been juggling your kids and juggling life, and then they get sick and then you lose the job of being there. And then you're going, how do I keep the balance? How do I make everyone happy? Well, number one, you're not happy because you are being the clown act. You're throwing the balls in the air and you're doing the game and you're like, no, this is stressful. Again, same situation, same mathematical equation. It's toxic. It's toxic. So to end that is to realize the problem. Go, okay, why does this job not connect with me? Is it the attitudes of the people? Is it the hours? Because writing down key points of why a job isn't for you, you then have a resume of what is correct for you, masculine or feminine. Looking at your life of where there is a block in your life, what you can control, what you can't control. Our codependency and our ego and the devil energy is our fears connected to what we're stuck with. What we're stuck with doesn't have to be permanent. Number one, we can't turn time back. It's done. What we have here in the 3D was previously manifested in. It's in front of us. So it's pointless going, I wanted it to be different. Bloody oath, you know, but then we wouldn't be the people we are today. So we have to be grateful for that too. There's lessons and there's blessings and these, you know, lessons. What to do from there on is taking your power back. So your power is right. I've had the tower moment. I'm looking in front of me. This is a mess. I've even tried 20, 30, 40, 50 times to make this situation with the friendship work, with the job work, with the karmic, with the kids, with the family dynamic that just isn't fitting in. Think of yourself as a shoebox and check in with yourself each day. Is this dynamic fitting me? Does it fit? Does it fit my need? Does it support my life? Does it make me feel anxious on a 1 to 10? If it does, something's got to change. So write a list down and start assessing these areas. Any trigger points that you're having major dramas with right now, sit back and do the work. Have a look at it and go, what can I do right now to get me out of this rut? You know, when it comes to the ego with the masculines at the moment, I feel it's not from a nasty point of view. They legitimately wanted to make a better life. They legitimately felt you deserved a lot better. But they have to own the worth of them legitimately feeling that they're worth it too. And until they do get to that frequency and realize that they didn't need to wait for someone to punish them. They've been punishing themselves all these years. They literally have been. I mean, they've had a series of epic fail situations. So have we. But they truly believe that that's all they deserve. That they deserve people giving them shit, people cheating on them, people never giving them clarity, people blocking them and taking their power away, but it's all in their head. The reality is they've manifested it in, but until they get that, they can actually save themselves right now. If they realise where these areas are and get a notepad and go, right, these are the problems in these areas and start writing it down. What can they do with it? They can't change what's already here. How they react to it and what they tolerate, yeah, they can. Then they will realise that they're not stuck, that they're choosing to do this, like they've given this devil energy, the fair, or the 3D person or parties involved, this energy, they've given them this power because they thought that's all they were worth. They've recreated and manifested what their belief system in themselves was in the 3D. Now they're in the 5D going, I want better for myself. Yeah, you do. But you know what? Unless you take your power back and move it into that energy, and that's all of us, but masculines I'm talking about at the moment, you can be crying to the moon and going, how the hell did I get myself in here? Because you keep telling yourself that you're worth nothing. Feminines have not done this to you. Feminines have not done this to you. Masculines, guys, masculines have not done this to us. We may have experienced tower moments, but this is a past opinion related energy that we picked up in a frequency. And because we felt a very deep spiritual connection with them, it's twin, right? That we just can't fathom that someone we totally believe in so much could do that. But we're coming to terms with that now. But masculines are like, whoa, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve it. So this is why that kept happening. This is why they vibrated lower, because they were so scared that there could be such a deep connection that it was just so much safer to continue that toxic cycle. So they're getting pretty tired though. I mean, their energy is really tired. They're not going to be able to keep that up. They're very tired. And that's what's going to happen. That is the only way. Either they directly go, fuck it, or that's going to happen. Okay, I'll leave it at that. But that was the download I had this morning. It was like, because their belief system has to switch. And how did our belief system switch? It was very much, right, this isn't working. Tower moment come down and bang, before you know it, your tower's in front of you and you're picking the pieces up. That gave feminines a massive wake-up call. Many feminines are focusing on their pentacles. They're focusing on their businesses, their family, getting themselves balanced, getting, you know, trying to get your sass back on and, you know, feel better about yourself, you know, looking at your relationships and what you want and what you don't want. So that's where we're at. Yeah. Everything does happen for a reason. And so now what we've been through is what they're going through, so that they can come to that, oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I will love you and leave you. And again, if you are wanting a booking, I will put the link directly below. Otherwise, as I said in the previous video, I've put dates in that. If you guys do want to put comments up in the other video I uploaded about ideas you want me to do different types of videos. As I said, when we reach the 1,000 each month subscribers turnover, I'll do 1 hour free on YouTube where I'll answer questions like this, but it'll be over anything, any area. And I'll grab people out and I'll give them mini readings. And in each 1,000 subscribe over, I will be giving a free Skype reading away for 1 hour. Yes, stay positive. Just keep the energy into your life. Just keep redeferring it into your life. Hi, Carmen, or get to a point where you get a booking to get balanced. That's what I'd suggest. And then you can keep your energy direct on the goal, and that can help you keep grounded. Bye, Martha. Anyway, everyone look after yourselves, and I will talk to you later.